I just want to point out something real quick that majority of you might have missed when it came to this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. There was a tarot card. Tarot card number 3, the Empress, on the Nutcracker in this chapter. The reason how I really noticed it was because I wanted to use Nutcracker as my thumbnail. And I was looking at the thumbnail and I noticed a 3 on her cheek. So, yeah. The Empress is on the Nutcracker. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out, if y'all did not notice that. Yeah, it's, once again, Ishida using tarot cards on characters. So, anyways, this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul out quite early. Like, it's out a lot earlier than it usually is, which is shocking. Like, I didn't expect this to come out until Sunday nights. That's usually the average time that Tokyo Ghoul comes out, maybe even Monday or Tuesday. And so I'm quite happy to see Tokyo Ghoul already out on a Saturday night. So, with the chapter, there is a lot of things building up, and just so much content in this chapter I need to cover, and it's making me want to Furycraft right now. Like, I have a lot of Furies I do want to just express, because it's just, this chapter is why Ishida is such a damn good mangaka. Like, why he is a good writer when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul, and why I'm so hyped up when I see a chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. Because there was 2 things in this chapter that first glance doesn't seem like it's much, but if you look back at previous chapters of Tokyo Ghoul in the past in part 1, you will see some of these significant points in this chapter that is just holy shit. You have it to where the Nutcracker is a Chimera type ghoul. Like, you know, has 2 different Koganes. Kokaku and a Bikaku. I think that's exactly what Nutcracker has. And that's 2 Koganes in one. And that's similar to what Hinami has. And we know Hinami has her 2 Koganes because of her parents. And she kind of, you know, has, you know, both of them from her parents. And so to see how the Nutcracker has 2 Koganes also, yeah, just like, oh shit. So I just wanted to point that out. It just goes to show you Nutcracker is very special. And for Ishida to reveal a character like this, like Nutcracker like this, it makes me believe that Nutcracker is going to be a very iconic character in the series. Like, Nutcracker's probably not going to die in this arc. It's very obvious, because Ishida would not add the Empress card on the Nutcracker in this chapter, along with revealing the dual Kagane, like the 2 different types of Kagane on the Nutcracker. So yeah, Ishida wouldn't do that if the Nutcracker was a useless character in the series. So yeah, she's probably going to be a really major reoccurring character, probably a reoccurring villain in the series. So I'm looking forward to seeing what direction her character is going to go, because she has 2 Kaganes. Mutsuki and Ure are heading towards Pineapple. Yeah, they're heading towards Pineapple. That is bad. That is very, 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 very bad. Like, very bad. Like, look at the last 2 chapters. Look what fucking Pineapple did. He was crunching people's skulls, and he's like, brain gem. You know, just crunching their skulls and casually. He didn't even use his Kagane. He was just crushing people with his bare hands. Look what he did to everybody. And he's just sitting there in this chapter. He's just like, just chowing down, so he's like biting on someone's fucking face as if they're a pineapple. That's kind of what he's doing in this chapter, or kind of like a squishy dongo or something. I mean, kind of a little bit of morbid right there, but I mean, that's kind of what he's doing in this chapter. He's like just chewing on a freaking dongo, and I'm like, whoa, Ishida. What's even darker about that is you see Pineapple just sitting there eating on that dude's face, and you have it to where the intercom comes, it's like, Aito team, Aito squad, you there? And you see it to where Pineapple's like, Roger, and he's like, this is good. I'm like, that's fucking dark. That's fucking dark. That's so dark. And it's even darker than that. If you look in the background, you see these 2 CCG people just sitting there quivering in fear, like, they're all fucking scared. Like, they're quivering in fear. They're, like, scared. If you look in the background, right behind Pineapple, you just see these 2 scared as fuck. I mean, I would be too. I mean, if I saw this dude just crunching people's skulls in with his bare hands, and then eating on this dude's face, like, yeah, I would kind of be fucking scared too. So, I kind of got a good laugh. And, I mean, it's dark humor. Yeah, it's dark humor, but, I mean, yeah, Pineapple living up to that hype. He really is, and I'm liking that. So, moving in to the next point. Nutcracker, a lot stronger than I thought she was, which is kind of obvious now because, the reveal of the dual Kagane, so kind of obvious she would be strong. But, wow, just the strength. I thought Nutcracker was going to be kind of a pushover. I really thought that. I really thought Nutcracker would have been a pushover in this arc, because there was just such big title names in this arc. I mean, you had it to where the clowns were here, for fuck's sake. And then Pineapple on top of that, Naki, you know, Hinami's here, Ayato. I mean, all these big names, I didn't think the Nutcracker would, you know, be a really shining point of this. And I'm shocked. I really am. So I'm glad Ishida managed to once again prove why you should really care about every single character in the series, even characters that you might not think might be major focused for the upcoming arc, because Nutcracker just bitch slapped me when it came to this chapter, and Ishida did too. Oh yeah, also, when it came to more segments of this, Kanye, I think that's how you say his name, Kanye or whatever, he is fighting in this chapter, and as he fights, you get to see kind of like a flashback, and you see once again the iconic symbolism of the flowers in one of the panels when you see Kane looking back at, you know, Shu, and then you see it to where, like, this dirty pig, this trashy fucking pig, you know, you get very serious, very mad, because he realizes Sasaki is the one that is Kaneki, and doesn't want, you know, Kaneki to get near Shu, because, I mean, Shu's acting like the way he is because of Kaneki, and so Kane's getting very, very, very pissed in this chapter, like, oh my god, he's getting pissed, and getting wrecked, too, like, he was getting freaking wrecked, and then all of a sudden, the other servant of Shu pops in. Now, I forget her name. It's like Masra or whatever. I know the name. Like, I know it when I see it. I just don't know the full name. It's a very long-ass name. Starts with an M. And there actually was a translation error in this chapter. I want to point that out. They said the person that was Shu's, like, other assistant or, you know, person that helps him out is a he, when we know it's a female. On chapter 17, you know, it's a female. We know for a fact she is a female, so yeah, they kind of fucked up when it came to the translations. But anyways, just move past that, because we got the chapter early. Let's not, you know, look at one little specific error. It happens. Translators, that happens. So, getting back on topic, the new servant that was introduced on chapter 17 of Tokyo Ghoul, she has, like, this detachable Kagane, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Because, don't get me wrong, I could be wrong. Don't butcher me. Don't butcher me. I know the similarities of the RC wall, the Red Child Cell wall. I remember that. I remember, you know, the lab and all that with the RC wall. I remember all that shit. But, this, I don't think we have ever seen a ghoul detach their Kagane like that and use it like a wall. Like, I don't think I've ever seen something like that. I don't remember. If there has been, please point me to the chapter. I will gladly reread it, but I don't remember this type of ability, like, at all. Like, whoa. That's like, holy shit. So is this how they make, you know, the RC walls stuff, you know, different forms of it and stuff? Because of what we saw in this chapter. That was another shocking revelation when I saw that, like, the reveal of that. I'm like, whoa. Blew my mind when I saw that. So, getting into the final part of the chapter, you have it to where Mutsuki is going down and evacuating and trying to get out of there, out of the auction, and Urei is going to be escorting Mutsuki out of the auction. Come to find out, they're heading straight towards Pineapple, but that's not really the major issue here. What the real issue is Urei is being a prick. He's being... We all knew this was going to happen. It was very obvious since the very beginning, since we were introduced to Urei's character since the beginning of Tokyo Ghoul. We already knew this was going to happen because he was very selfish. He cared about achievements. He didn't give a shit about anyone as long as if he can move up the status board. That's all he cared about. He unlocked more of his, you know, ghoul powers, his ghoul self, just to get more power for he can rank up and achieve more. So this dude doesn't give a shit about anyone. He really doesn't. He's very selfish. And with the end of this chapter, you see him smiling, he's looking at Mutsuki, and you can assume he's about to abandon Mutsuki by himself. And I'm like, Urei, you're an ass. It's just like, that's all I want to say right now. He's an ass, because he's probably going to be the reason why Mutsuki might die. I'm sensing it right now. We all know that there's death flags all over Mutsuki. It's just very obvious. There's so many death flags on top of Mutsuki that he's probably going to die anytime now or turn into another white-haired. But to see how Urei might be the cause of why Mutsuki dies is going to piss me off. It really will. Because Mutsuki is a very good character. I'm actually grown quite fond of his character and just seeing the circumstances behind his backstory and stuff like that. And if he in fact does die... I'm gonna be so mad. I will be so mad. Not with Ishida, not with the writer. I'll just be mad with Urei as a person, because just like, So, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that goes, because they're heading straight into... Yeah, they're going into deep shit. They're going straight feet first into hell. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this week's chapter of Tokyo Ghoul? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moments about it? How do you feel about all the reveals, all this information? What do you feel about the tarot card number 3, the Empress on Nutcracker? Let me know. Y'all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.